Hi guys, it's Amy Bigelow, and I wanted to come back and revisit the important first step to do when you start this business. On the previous video, we talked about starting your names list, and your names list consists of 100 people, and there are memory joggers and great tools that you can use to kind of construct that list. Come up with 100 names of people that you know of, that you have close relationships to, just acquaintances, whatever. It gives you a good jumping off point of who to start sharing samples with and talking about oils and who to invite to your classes. So I wanted to go a little bit further into that idea today, and I wanted to talk to you about prioritizing your names list, or maybe categorizing it. One of the biggest things that I have as a suggestion as you're creating your names list, if you find yourself getting stuck, double check and make sure that you are not discounting anybody. Maybe in your mind you're going, they don't really have the money, or no, he's a doctor, he wouldn't be interested in natural health. So all of those things, don't ever exclude anybody from your names list. You want to make sure that if they come to your mind, that you trust that and put it on the list and then let things kind of unfold the way that they're supposed to. So once you have your names list, again, if you're using the Edge Success names list, that has a great tracking ability to make sure that you can keep track of where you are at in inviting and sharing and teaching and all of those things. This is also another tool called the Launch Business Guide. This is from the Share Success line of tools. And one of the great things is there are so many different lines of tools out there between Edge Success and the Share Success and so many other great ones that you can use. It really it becomes a matter of finding what works for you. But a lot of the steps throughout the whole process across all of these different programs are really similar. And so in here, again, you can find creating your names list, and this is how they have it. And they also track it on their share, invite, and remind. So I'm reminding them to come to the presentation. Once they've come to a class, have you followed up? Did they enroll? If they've enrolled, have you done a wellness consult and a business consult? In the Edge Success, that's a membership overview and a business overview. Then again, it goes into if they decide to build and all of these things. But they talk about a concept on this Share Success plan that I wanted to just go into a little bit. They talk about categorizing your contacts. And I think as you're starting this business, this becomes helpful in kind of knowing where you feel comfortable in addressing people. So if you know that there are people on your list that maybe you would look at them more as a customer, people who need solutions to health issues they may be having, maybe they live very natural and green already as it is, or if they're really into health and fitness, these type of things, those might be people on your list that you are looking more at as customers. Now, the other people you can look at your list and kind of go, okay, who's the natural hostess, who's always having the parties and who has a bunch of friends and just seems to know everybody, who's a great connector. These would be sharers that you would want to kind of reach out to in looking, would they be willing to host a class? And then also people who maybe on your list are very business savvy, or also consider who would you like to build the business with. A lot of times we discount it and we just sit there and we kind of go, oh gosh, I'll take any builder that comes. And sometimes it can be hard to work with people that are so opposite in our personality. So taking into consideration, who would you like to do the business with? And somebody who is really effective, somebody who has attributes as a business person that maybe would complement yours as well, and be able to create a large movement is definitely something to consider. So looking at and categorizing the people that you have put on your 100 names list is a very helpful tool. Then you know how you're going to reach out and contact them. What is your intention in contacting them? The other thing in looking at is somebody that on there that you would want to work with as a business, you should also be considering and start visualizing who is a business builder, what does your ideal business builder look like? What qualities would they have? What attributes and things like that are you looking for in a builder? What characteristics, all of those type of things. These are all things that in considering visualizing it, that allows for you to already know what your ideal builder is while you're out there looking for them. So when you know already what it looks like, then when you see it, you're like, ooh, yes, you're my ideal builder. So including that visualization or even journaling about what your ideal builder looks like would be a really helpful tool at this point as well. Now, the other factor too is kind of taking this list, and once you have it categorized, looking at how you're going to contact them. So there are some scripts that I have here that we can look over and kind of trying to look at different ways. If you're somebody who really struggles for what do I say, right? Here are some invitation samples, or maybe how we're going to share samples, and I'll read through these scripts with you. A lot of these scripts are also on the Empowering Others Team Builder Facebook page under the files section. If you can't find them or you need me to email them to, shoot me a comment below so I can get that to you. Okay, so, and these actually come from the doTERRA Pro line of resources. And so in sharing samples, if some of the people on your list you're looking at contacting them strictly as customers, here would be one way you could say that when you're reaching out to them. And obviously we know talking with people face-to-face is the most effective. A lot of times if we have the oils on hand, it's really helpful to share a sample with them right at that point. Probably the next second best is calling, but I know now actually calling and texting kind of go, flip-flop, depending on who your person is. You know your friends best, and you'll gradually find, if you haven't been in touch with them for a while, the best method to get a hold of them. But not everybody responds to email, not everybody responds to Facebook Messenger, and some people don't even have text. So kind of feeling that out and working through that is going to be your best tool. And it kind of goes hand in hand with, earlier we were talking about the number of touches or contacts that a lot of people require before they will even attend a class. So as you're reaching out to them through these different methods, you may find you'll find the right method of contacting them along those lines, as well as be knocking down some of those number of contacts that we have to make. So sharing samples. This script says, have you heard of essential oils before? They are the aromatic healing part of plants. I've used them for however long you want to say. I'm going to give you a free sample to try out, and so you can see for yourself how easy this works. I'd like to give you a sample that's relevant to some issues you may be having. Since there's several choices, what are some health issues you or your family are struggling with? How long have you had that issue? Wow, has that been really affecting you and your family? I'll call you back in 2 days to see how it's working for you. Different things work different for different people. I always say that. Everyone's wired a little different, and different oils work more effectively for other people than for some. So if we need to try something else, then just let me know so we can make sure we get the right oil that is right for you. This is just a little taste of how natural medicine can change your life. So that's a little script of how you could reach out to somebody maybe that you talk to quite frequently, and it would be easy to kind of open this door. Another way to kind of introduce, let's say if you're reconnecting with a family or friend through text, email, or Facebook, one thing you could say is, hi Amanda, I've been thinking about you. When is a good time to call? Ask for the phone number if you don't already have it. And when you call, sincerely reestablish the relationship. Ask a lot of questions, what they do for a living, and they'll generally ask you what you do for a living. And that opens up the door for you to say this. I'm doing the most amazing thing. That's the best way to start it. So if they say, well, what are you doing now for a living? I'm doing the most amazing thing. And sound excited. You don't want to be like, well, I'm actually doing the most amazing thing. I don't think they're going to really believe you. Okay. Or you can say, if you're not, you're just trying to share samples with friends and things like that, you can just say, I've learned the most amazing thing. Have you ever heard of doTERRA essential oils? Yes. Have you ever tried them? Yes. Aren't they amazing? What have you tried? And then see what they say and then talk about it. I love blank oil. So you're going to share your favorite oil. It's really helped me with whatever you were using it for. How do you know about doTERRA anyway? If they're not someone else's contact or not a member already, okay, this is how we pre-qualify, then you're going to ask them, okay? So have they already signed up? Have they already been to a class? These type of things. You want to make sure you pre-qualify because we are here to support everyone in doTERRA and not steal the peace, all right? Obviously, everybody that joins doTERRA has a choice of who they want to work with. We don't want to take that choice away from them, but we need to be courteous and always, if we find that there's been somebody that they've been working with, we want to try to send them back to that person. So you can, if they say they haven't really been working with anybody, you can say, well, if you'll try it, I would love to send you a sample of one of my favorite oils. What's your address and your email? I'll call you after you get the sample and I'll see if you liked it. Okay, that's just not too hard. That's pretty easy. Another way you could do it too is saying, I've done the most amazing, or I'm doing the most amazing thing, right? Have you ever heard of doTERRA essential oils? What have you heard? If they say yes. Have you ever tried them? No. Well, you're going to want to try these. I would love to send you a sample of one of my favorite oils if you'll try it. What's your address? So if they say no, then you don't need to really worry about the pre-qualification. I still like to ask a lot of questions because some people, if they say, no, I've never tried essential oils, sometimes people will forget. I have one instance where the wife had never tried essential oils, but the husband was getting samples from somebody else at work and using them and never told the wife about it. So just ask a lot of questions. It can't hurt. It just kind of does your due diligence so that we don't tarnish the name of doTERRA because they do amazing things for us as wellness advocates, and we want to still honor that. Okay, here is another great way you could start with. So when someone says, well, what are you doing for a living now? And you could say, I started teaching people about how to take care of their health naturally. And I would love to get your opinion or have you try something out for me. Are you open to natural ways to take care of your health? That's really simple. If they say, no, I don't really do natural, then you could say, okay, well, if you ever wanted to try something, right? If they would say, well, no, I've never really used natural things, would you be interested in trying something for the first time? There's a lot of other things you could say. Basically, you're just trying to get them to try a sample. We all know the power behind the oils and what amazing things they can offer. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a script because once we've given people the samples, your business kind of gets stagnant and you will be giving away a lot of product if you don't do the biggest part, and that is follow up. So if you gave somebody a sample, you should be trying to check back with them within a couple days. What I find a lot of times is people do not know how to use them. If I mail them samples, I'll say, call me when you get them. They'll get them, and then they never call me. And so I follow up with them. Oh, yeah, I got them. Did you open the package? No, not yet. So we want to make sure that, number one, they got the package. Number two, they opened the package. Number three, they actually put the oils on them. And sometimes it takes me physically calling them and walking them through. Okay, take the sample of wild orange, put a drop of it in your hand, and rub your hands together, and then breathe it in. And then I explain to them while they're doing it what this is doing for their body. It's like a little mini class touch during the over the phone, and that's totally possible. But you want to follow up. So here is a sample script for being able to follow up. So you just say, hey, it's Amy, and I'm calling. I just wanted to check in and see how the oils I gave you are helping. Have you tried them yet? That's a key question. What has been your experience so far? So I usually don't like to say, do you like them? Or what did you think about them? I like to kind of, leave it more on the positive side. So what did you like about them is a great question. Because if you just say, did you like them? They could say no. And we don't want them to even think negatively. We want to kind of help them see the positive side of them. So what did you like best about them is a great way to say it. What questions did you have? Are you interested in learning more about how to use the oils and the other variety of oils that exist? I'm having a class on this and this date. Obviously, have your class schedule ready before you make these calls. Would you like to come and find out more about what these oils can do for you? If no, then you can invite to future classes or just invite them to purchase any oils they might want right then. But I usually like to get their permission. So what I would usually say at the end of there is I would say, if they said, no, I don't really want to attend the class, well, would it be okay if I continue to keep you on my list and invite you to any classes that may deal with ailments that they've already shared with me, and just make sure that would be okay? Most people say yes. Some people say no, but most of the time I go, yeah, that'd be okay. I just can't go to that class, but I would like to learn more about this and this topic, or maybe in this month, and these kind of things. So just get their permission to make sure it's okay that you follow up with them again and open the invitation up to them again. So, all right, guys, hopefully those scripts were helpful. Now that you have your 100 names list, you've categorized them, and now you kind of know how you want to go about moving forward through your list and reaching out to them. And so have class dates already scheduled, or work with your leader or your mentor who maybe already has classes going if you've not taught your first class yet, so that you can invite people to their classes. And if you have any other things or questions below, I'd love to hear from you. Just comment below. This is Amy Bigelow with doTERRA Essential Oils, signing out.